Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm going to give you some instructions that I know many of you will ignore because you think you're smarter than me and I'm a big dumb head. But I'm going to show you that I'm not a big dummy head. We are starting perimeter and area. Yesterday I said you always draw the shape. I put this up here and about a third of you actually drew the shape. I said you always write down the formula, and I would say maybe a tenth of you write down the formula when finding perimeter and area. You're like, I don't need to, it's so easy. Ha! 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 I'm going to show you why it's not. Alright, this one is easy. We're going to find the area. We write down our formula, area equals length times width. Do they give us the area in this problem? Then we do not replace that variable. Just wait till I ask questions, then raise your hand. Do they give us the length in this problem? Yomari?
Yes.
And what is that? Just pick one, it doesn't matter because 42 times. Do they give us the width, Braden?
Yes.
Which is 28. So we had our formula. In our formula, we had 3 variables. They give us enough information for 2 of those variables. So then it's real easy to solve, because all you got to do is solve the problem that it says, and that'll help us get the answer for the other variable. And so to find the area, we multiply 42 times 28, and we get what? Allie?
1,176.
We all good with that?
Yes.
We
Yes.
want
That's
it.
the area. That's the area. That's the area.
Now, it's always in square units. When you're finding area, it's in square units, because it's two-dimensional. It's two-dimensional. It has length. It has width. It takes up a space. That's why it's two-dimensional. That's why it's a squared. So if this was feet, it would be feet squared. I didn't put what the measurement was, so I just put square units. Use the formula, filled in the 2 variables that they give us, and then solved it. Our formula for perimeter. Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Again, the variable P. Do we know P without doing any work? No. So that we have to leave that variable in there. 2 times, do we know the length?
Yes.
Is what?
42.
42. Why'd you put that dot between 2 and 42, Mr. McMurdo? That's a good question, because that shows multiplication. That dot shows multiplication. Because as we get working into variables, a lot of times they use x as a variable. And if you have 14 times x, it just looks like 14xx. So, as you get older, you learn different ways to represent multiplication. Now we have plus, let's put a parentheses around that so we know we do that before we add. 2 times, Landon, what's the width?
The width is 140. Square units.
It's what?
What? No, the width. The width. Not the perimeter. Oh. 28.
28. So 2 times 28. And we still don't know the P. 2 times 42 is 84 plus 56. And now we can solve 84 plus 56 to give us the answer of what, Connor? 140. Now, this is not square units, because this only has one dimension. It's a line. So it's just, I mean, you don't say I'm 28 feet squared tall.
You said I was wrong and I thought you meant, so I decided to put in square units.
No. Okay? So that would be 140 feet, 140 inches, 140 whatevers. Okay. I've said draw the shape. I've said write down the formula. And many of you sat here and thought, what a dumb Mr. McMurdo is for telling us to do that. because I can do this. I can do this in my cabeza. So let's look at and we have to find the width. We have to find the width. So I'm going to pause the video. So for those of you in the class, you're solving it on your own. You're not, I know what to doing and telling everybody. But I'll pause the video. Those of you who are at home, pause the video too, and you can solve it too, like big boys and girls. And we're back. As several of my students just sat there and complained. And I told you all, it gives you two variables every time. This year, when we're doing this, you're always going to get two of the variables. But I'm going to go through this one. I'll call on you when I want specific help. But it gives us the length, and it gives us the area, so that helps me figure out which formula I want to use. I want to use the formula for area because it gives me two of those three things that I need. So I'm going to write down my formula for area. Area equals length times width. I'm going to replace the variables I know. I know the variable A, because it's 2,279, equals, now I know the length, which is 53, but I do not know the width. So now I have two of my three variables, just like I said you would. I asked you to do this, and just like I predicted, most of you didn't write the formula and didn't use the formula to replace the variables. You just kind of were like, I don't get it, and I'm not going to do what he said. So all right, now we know the length. We got to find the width. So we need to know 2,279. So 53 times what equals 2,279? What's a way you could do this? A math way you could do this, Layla?
2,279 divided by 53.
I could take this side of my equal sign and I could divide it by 53. So I could do 2,279 divided by 53. And when I did that, I would get, Grayson,
43?
43. Is he correct?
Yes.
Yes. So that means my width equals 43. Now I could check that. 2,279 equals 53 times 43. And then if I multiplied that together, it would tell me whether I was right or not. But like I said when I began doing the easy problems, I said write down the formula. I said replace the variables. And I still had people like, I don't even know how to start. I said draw the picture. I still see papers without pictures. I said write the formula. I still see papers without the formula. So we'll try another one.
Yay.
We are going to say the perimeter equals 118. The length equals 47. We have to find the width. Find the width. They give you the perimeter and they give you the width. What is the first thing you should do?
Write down a picture.
Draw a picture.
A big one. I need a new paper. Yeah.
You should draw a picture.
Well, you have to be a big
Hey, be quiet. Don't care what it is. I want to see a picture of the rectangle that's being described here. And I'm still seeing papers without the picture. Why do you all think I'm such a dumb dummy head?
No.
Don't walk in front.
Oh!
Yeah.
Walk in front of our video. Oops.
Not oops, you did it on purpose.
You just did a big reveal.
Alright, so I'm going to draw my picture. And I'm going to say my length is 47. I know my perimeter equals 118. So which of these two formulas am I going to use? Length times width, or P equals 2 times W plus 2 times length? Good, I'm going to use the perimeter one. So my perimeter formula is P equals 2 times length, 2 times width. And since it's multiplication, they can go either way. I know, doesn't matter. Because they're interchangeable. I mean, it's that whenever property, that whatever it's called, that you can switch them back and forth. I don't remember. Can you? I don't remember. All right, so let's see what if I replace the two variables that I know. If I replace the P with 118 equals 2 times, what's the length? 47 plus 2 times the width. Now I can solve part of this equation because I can solve my 2 times 47. And 2 times 47 is what?
2 times 47 is 94.
94. So 118 equals 94 plus 2 times something. What might I do next? What might I do next? JJ?
You subtract it.
I subtract 94 from my 118. Sorry, subtract 94 from both sides. And so then I'm just left with 2 times W. And what's 118 minus 94?
24.
24? 24.
Divided by 2.
So 2 times something equals 24. And what is that 2 times something, Arian?
12 times 2.
12 times 2. So I think my width is 12. Now how can I go back and check this? I can use the formula. Perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times width. 118 equals 2 times 47 plus 2 times 12. 118 equals 94 plus 24. And that, in fact, is true. Writing down the formula is vitally important. Otherwise, without writing down the formula, I could give this and 73.5% of you would miss it. Just because you're knuckleheads and won't write down the formula and won't draw the picture. I'm not making you do it to show more work. I'm making you do it because it's easier to get your work done. I promise you. Boom, shakalaka, peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today. Save the bee.